advanced finals. Congratulations to everyone who has made it here. This is really a remarkable achievement. If we could have everybody in the back also be quiet, please, so that the players can hear the questions. Okay, thank you. Let's get started. Toss-up 1 for any team. Described in one poem as Omnia nostrae tempora laetitiae, who replaced Lycina as the poet's beloved?
C3.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Described in one poem as Omnia nostrae tempora laetitiae, who replaced Lycina as the poet's beloved?
A3.
Cynthia is correct, was distinguished for her Okelli, and was the chief subject of the Monobiblos. Bonus 1. Just as Lycina was a lesser-known love interest of Propertius, Horace mentions Tibullus' unhappy love for what woman, who never appears in his elegies? Is that your final answer? Sorry, it's Glycera or Glycera. Bonus 2. The couplet that ends Omnia tu nostrae tempora laetitiae begins you alone are my blank, Cynthia. You alone my blank. Fill in one of those blanks in English or Latin.
Can you repeat?
Yes, the couplet that ends Omnia tu nostrae tempora laetitiae begins you alone are my blank, Cynthia. You alone my blank. Fill in one of those blanks in English or Latin.
You.
Is that your final answer? Sorry, it is domus home or parentes parents. That's 10 points on toss-up 1, moving to toss-up 2. What Eastern emperor helped his co-ruler create defensores civili?
C3.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
A4.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Rereading for the B team. What Eastern emperor helped his co-ruler create defensores civitatis and suppressed Procopius' revolt, but died in battle after officials of the Danube bungled the admission of a host of Gothic refugees?
B2.
That is correct. Bonus 1. Valens also tried to restore Rome's prestige on the Persian front after Jovian had surrendered what key fortress city to Shapur? Is that your final answer? Sorry, it's Nisibis. And bonus 2. In an especially striking example of the mistreatment of the Gothic refugees, Ammianus mentions that officials provided them with what sort of bad food in exchange for Gothic slaves? Yes, in an especially striking example of the mistreatment of the Gothic refugees, Ammianus mentions that officials provided them with what sort of bad food in exchange for Gothic slaves? Sorry, the answer is dog meat, so that is 10 points on toss-up 2, moving to toss-up 3. Known throughout Oikalia for her beauty, what woman?
C3.
Dryape is correct. What woman was raped by Apollo and forced to bear a child named Iphisus, whom she had to leave behind after she became a lotus tree? Bonus 1. Dryape naturally kept her pregnancy a secret, and soon afterwards married what mortal? Andromeda is correct. Bonus 2. According to Antoninus Liberalis' account, Apollo came to Dryape in the form of what animal? Sorry, it is a tortoise. So that's 15 on toss-up 3. Okay. Moving to toss-up 4. What meaning is shared by all of the following words? Katerwa.
A2.
Crowd.
That's correct. Turma, coitus, and manus. Bonus 1. What adjective meaning dense comes from the same root as a Latin verb meaning to grow? Yes, what adjective meaning dense comes from the same root as a Latin verb meaning to grow?
Answer, please.
I'm sorry, it's crever. Crever. Bonus 2. Give a meaning of the Latin verb concilio, which is derived from the Latin noun concilium, meaning counsel.
Could you repeat?
Yes, give a meaning of the Latin verb concilio, which is derived from the Latin noun concilium, meaning counsel.
To advise?
Sorry, that's incorrect. It can be, so it literally means to make a council, so to unite, like join, win over, procure, or conciliate, something like that. So 10 points on toss-up 4, moving to toss-up 5. Translate the following sentence adapted from Cicero's De Republica. Non satis est habere virtutem quasi artem nisi utare.
A2.
It is not enough to have virtue on one part, but to use it.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
No other pluses?
Rereading. Translate the following sentence adapted from Cicero's De Republica. Non satis est habere virtutem quasi artem nisi utare.
C3.
Is not enough to have virtue like art unless you use it.
That is correct. Bonus 1. Translate the following sentence adapted from Cicero's De Officiis. Ne dubitemus, quin homines hominibus et prosint et obsint pluribus.
Please repeat.
Translate the following sentence adapted from Cicero's De Officiis. Ne dubitemus, quin homines hominibus et prosint et obsint pluribus.
Answer, please.
Let us not doubt that men are very much benefits to all and obstacles to all.
Sorry, we can't take it. That's completely correct. But for hominibus, we needed men, or so like humans to humans, or men to men, or something like that. You said all, and so I think it would be hard to take hominibus as all. So no points on bonus 1, but bonus 2. Translate the following sentence adapted from Cicero's De Oratore. Quis est qui si clarorum hominum scientiam arbitretur non anteponat oratori imperatorem.
Please repeat.
Okay. Translate the following sentence adapted from Cicero's De Oratore. Quis est qui si clarorum hominum scientiam arbitretur non anteponat oratori imperatorem.
No answer.
Okay. Who is there who, if they were to judge the knowledge of famous men, would not put in a general before an orator? So with that, score after the first quarter.
Our score after 5. Boston Latin School A has 20 points, Walton has 10 points, and Rossview has 25 points.
All right, slow down a little bit. Toss-up 6 for any team. What structure featured rows that ran horizontally and vertically? A podium for some
C3.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
No other buzzes?
What structure featured rows that ran horizontally and vertically? A podium for some sarcophagi and niches for up to 1,000 urns to store the mostly cremated remains of a family.
B2.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
A1.
Sorry, that's incorrect. The answer is columbaria or columbarium, referring to the grid-shaped structure. So no points on toss-up 6, moving to toss-up 7. A Georgic inspired by Hesiod, a poetic calendar in 27 books called Annales, and
C3.
that is correct. And a praetexta on the sacrifice of Decius Mus are all minor works of what prolific tragedian from Pisaur. Bonus 1. What work of Accius, composed in 9 books of mixed prose and verse, proposed a series of spelling reforms? So, spell please. Sorry, it's didascalica, so we cannot take that. But bonus, we'll look into it. But bonus 2. What author dedicated his grammatical work De Antiquitate Literarum to Accius? That is correct. For 15 points, we'll look into it, but for now, 15 points on toss-up. We're taking it 20 points on toss-up 7. Toss-up 8 for any team. After your doctor prescribes glycopholin, you become jaundiced from elevated bilirubin.
C3.
4.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
B2.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
No other buzzes.
After your doctor prescribes glycopholin, you become jaundiced from elevated bilirubin levels. Under what general category of meaning do the roots of glycopholin, jaundice, and
A2.
Color?
color is correct, and bilirubin belong? Bonus 1. What peculiarity is shared by the Latin roots of parcel and couch?
Could you repeat?
What peculiarity is shared by the Latin roots of parcel and couch?
They're heteroclites.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Sorry, they have different meanings in the singular and plural. Bonus 2. What grammatical distinction is shared by the Latin nouns at the root of the infectious diseases impetigo and lues?
Could you repeat?
What grammatical distinction is shared by the Latin nouns at the root of the infectious diseases impetigo and lues?
Like bicep?
Is that your final answer? Sorry, triptychs. So that is 10 points on toss-up 8, and we'll move to toss-up 9 for any team. What war saw Isernia and Venusia fall into enemy hands? 12 Populi transfer a 500-member rival senate to Boviani.
B2.
War between the Romans and
Sorry, that's incorrect.
C3.
Social war?
That is correct. And Lucius Cato and Lucius Caesar fight against the likes of Papius Mutilus, social war, Marsic war. Bonus 1. In a precursor to the social war a generation earlier, what city in the Liris Valley rebelled against after the Senate pushed Fulvius Flaccus aside and sent him to Gaul? In a precursor to the social war a generation earlier, what city in the Liris Valley rebelled after the Senate pushed Fulvius Flaccus aside and sent him to Gaul?
Answer, please.
Phrygia.
That is correct. And bonus 2. What consul of 122 BC, a son-in-law of Laelius, an enemy of Gaius Gracchus, spoke out against another attempt to pass a bill enfranchising the Italians?
Please repeat.
What consul of 122 BC, a son-in-law of Laelius, an enemy of Gaius Gracchus, spoke out against another attempt to pass a bill enfranchising the Italians?
Quintus Pettius.
Sorry, it is Gaius Fannius. So that's 15 points on toss-up 9. Is it because it's cutting in and out, or is it? Okay, so if I hold it close to my face, is that better? Okay. Sounds good. All right, so I will just try to project. Toss-up 10 for any team. What type of animal was given a voice to argue about the sizes of...
B2.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
A3.
cow.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
No other buzzes.
What type of animal was given a voice to argue about the sizes of certain organs before being eaten to death, ate the straw rope that Ocnus ceaselessly plaited?
C3.
Donkey.
That is correct. And inspired the ears that Apollo gave to Midas. Bonus 1. What fertility god lost the argument to the donkey and beat it to death?
Priapus.
That is correct. Bonus 2. What mythological group was said to have fled in fear of the braying of asses that Dionysus brought to the battle?
The Giants.
That is correct. For a full 20 on toss-up 10, and our score at the half.
At the half, Boston Latin School has 30 points, Walton has 10 points, and Rossview has 80 points.
Toss-up 11 for any team. Augustus told Crassus's grandson that what 5th century man had been a consul, not a military tribune?
A4.
dedicated in the temple of Jupiter Feretris, the panoply of the king of Bay, Lars Ptolemaeus. Bonus 1. Previously to his encounter with Cossus, Ptolemaeus had lost to a consul from what games, which would suffer humiliation in the 1st century BC when one of its members led a conspiracy in Rome.
Could you repeat?
Yes. Previously to his encounter with Cossus, Ptolemaeus had lost to a council from what games, which would suffer humiliation in the 1st century BC when one of its members led a conspiracy in Rome.
Begins Serbia.
That is correct. You could have taken that or Serbia. And bonus 2. Augustus had an interest in proving that Cossus was a consul because he wanted to deny Crassus the spolia opima for his victory over the king of what tribe?
Could you repeat?
Augustus had an interest in proving that Cossus was a consul because he wanted to deny Crassus the spolia opima for his victory over the king of what tribe?
I forgot.
That is correct, for a full 20 on 11. Moving on to toss-up 12 for any team. What dialogue, beginning with a description of boys skipping stones on the shores of Ostia, features Januarius?
C3.
Octavius.
That is correct. And Caecilius Natalis debating Christianity with his author, Manutius Felix, as umpire. Bonus 1. At one point, Caecilius Natalis mentions a speech by our fellow native of Cirta, referring to a recent attack on Christianity by what orator and letter writer?
Fronto.
That is correct. Bonus 2. The dispute begins when Octavius Januarius notices Natalis venerating a statue of what deity? A combination of Osiris and Apis.
Serapis.
That is correct for a full 20 on toss-up 12. Moving on to toss-up 13. Why are you laughing? Change the name and the story is about you is a quote from what author, who also advocates choosing the golden middle path and mentions that even good Homer sleeps?
A2.
Horace.
Horace is correct. Bonus 1. Give the Latin for this story is about you in the first quote.
Haec fabula tibi est.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Sorry, it's de te fabula narratur. So, bonus 2. Fill in the blanks for this quote of Horace, which would properly describe a movie underperforming expectations. Parturient blank, nascetur ridiculus blank.
Montes and Moose. Second, final.
That is correct. For 15 points on toss-up 13. Toss-up 14 for any team. What group sought refuge with Ceyx and then Theseus before?
B2.
That is correct. Before sacrificing one of their own, Macaria, to ensure that Hylas could kill their ancestral tormentor, Eurystheus. Bonus 1. After defeating Eurystheus, the Heraclids decided to conquer the Peloponnese, and it took 3 tries. Hylas died in the first expedition after dueling what king of Arcadia? There you go. That is correct. And bonus 2. Give one of the explanations for how Aristoteles died in the second expedition. Sorry, that's incorrect. It's a lightning bolt, or Apollo killed him with an arrow, so not sickness, or the sons of Pylades and Electra. So that's 15 points on toss-up 14, and we'll read the 15 before our third quarter score check. Toss-up 15 for any team. Translate the following sentence into Latin using a future imperative. Make war with the Carthaginians tomorrow so that we may rest today.
B2.
Contra Carthagines,
Sorry, that's incorrect. A2.
Bellato cum Carthaginibus cras, ut hodie requiescamus.
Sorry, that's incorrect. I'll reread for the C team. Translate the following sentence into Latin using a future imperative. Make war with the Carthaginians tomorrow, so that we may rest today.
C3.
Gerito bellum cum poenis cras ut hodie requiescamus.
That is correct. Cross, or do you want to repeat loudly?
Gerito bellum cum poenis cras ut hodie requiescamus.
Okay, that is correct. Bonus one. Translate the following sentence into Latin using an imperative form of the verb facio. See to it that I become emperor at Rome within 5 days.
Please repeat.
Translate the following sentence into Latin using an imperative form of the verb facio. See to it that I become emperor at Rome within 5 days.
Facito ut fiam imperator Romae quinque diebus.
That is correct. Bonus 2. Translate the following sentence into Latin using the verb caveo with the most classical construction. Don't be lazy, my friends, even if I haven't gotten up yet.
Please repeat.
Translate the following sentence into Latin using the verb caveo with the most classical construction. Don't be lazy, my friends, even if I haven't gotten up yet.
Answer, please.
Cave ignavi, cave ignora amus, etiam si, let's see, ergo, non iam, surrexi.
Is that your final answer? Sorry, that's incorrect. That is close. It's kave ignavi sicis. I believe you forgot the yamiki. And then etiam si, we can't take non yam, but non du, and then surrexi, indicative is correct. So that's not correct, but 15 points on toss of 15. And score after 3 quarters?
Our score after 15. BLS has 65 points, Walton has 25 points, and Rossview has 115 points.
Toss of 16 for any team. Listen to the following passage, which I will read twice, adapted from Claudius's journey down towards hell in the Apocola of Pintosis. Answer in English the question that follows. Claudius, ut vidit funus suum, intellexit se mortuum esse, ingenti et in coro, nenia anapaistis cantabatur. Fundite fletus, edite planctus, resonet tristi clamore forum, cecidit pulcre cordatus homo. Delectabatur laudibus suis Claudius, et cubiebat diutius spectare, sed Mercurius eum detrahit, capite voluto. Repeating. Claudius, ut vidit funus suum, intellexit se mortuum esse, ingenti et in coro, nenia anapaistis cantabatur. Fundite fletus, edite planctus, resonet tristi clamore forum, cecidit pulcre cordatus homo. Delectabatur laudibus suis Claudius, et cubiebat diutius spectare, sed Mercurius eum detrahit, capite voluto. The question: how is Claudius described?
A2.
A beautifully hearted man.
That is correct. In the last line of his funeral lamentation, cecidit pulcre cordatus homo. Bonus 1. What meter was Claudius's funeral lamentation sung in?
Could you repeat the line with cantabatur?
Yes. Ingenti and in coro, nenia anapaistis cantabatur.
Anapestic.
Is that your final answer? That is correct. And bonus 2. What did Mercury do to Claudius before dragging him away?
Could you repeat the line with capite voluto?
Yes. Delectabatur laudibus suis Claudius, et cubiebat diutius spectare, sed Mercurius eum detracit, capite ovo luto.
Answer, please.
Turn his head away.
Sorry, that's incorrect. So ovo luto means to like roll over as in to cover, like with, so you basically bang his head. Okay. So 15 points on toss-up 16, and moving on to toss-up 17. Who advocated for verba usitata and exhorted writers to avoid unusual words?
A2,
Quintillion.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
B2,
Caesar.
Prompt.
Julius Caesar.
That is correct. As a steersman avoids a reef in a 54 BC treatise on linguistic theories written while crossing the Alps, the De Analogia. Bonus 1. What two-book pamphlet did Caesar compose as a response to Cicero's elogium of a famous Republican hero? What two-book pamphlet did Caesar compose as a response to Cicero's elogium of a famous Republican hero?
answer, please.
Anticonto.
Yes, that is correct. Bonus 2. What youthful poem did Caesar compose in praise of a hero who undertook such labors as killing the Nemean lion and cleaning the stables of Algius?
Can you repeat, please?
What youthful poem did Caesar compose in praise of a hero who undertook such labors as killing the Nemean lion and cleaning the stables of Algius?
They
Sorry, it's the Laudes Temporis. So that's 15 points on toss-up 17, moving to toss-up 18. The Latin words nomum, superum, and divum are all alternate.
C3,
That is correct. Are all alternate forms in what case and number? Bonus 1. The Latin adverbs credie and hodie emerge from what fifth declension noun case form? The Latin adverbs credie and hodie emerge from what fifth declension noun case form? Sorry, that's incorrect. The answer is we're looking for locative singular. Bonus 2. Other than quibus, give an alternate dative or ablative plural form of the relative pronoun. Other than quibus, give an alternate dative or ablative plural form of the relative pronoun. That is correct, for 15 points on toss-up 18. Moving on to toss-up 19 before our final score check. What name is shared among a 65 BC censor who opposed his co-censor Crassus, a man whose autobiography described fighting the Cimbri with Marius, and the man who...
C3,
That is correct, and the man who ended the First Punic War. Bonus 1. This first Lutatius Catullus, a staunch optimist, was also Caesar's chief rival in the 63 BC elections for what position? This first Lutatius Catullus, a staunch optimist, was also Caesar's chief rival in the 63 BC elections for what position? That is correct. And bonus 2, the peace treaty that Gaius Lutatius Catullus helped broker removed the Carthaginians from what Sicilian city, which had still not fallen to Rome? Sorry, it's Lilybaeum. 15 points on toss-up 19, and our score going into the final question. Pending any challenges?
yes, if there's any challenges, speak now. 80 points for Boston Latin School, 40 points for Walton, and 145 points for Rossview.
Toss-up 20 for any team. What region was home to the king who hacked his son Dryas to death, like Lycurgus? The ghost of a...
C3,
Thrace is correct. The ghost of a boy who haunted a bloody bush, Polydorus, and the god that kidnapped Orituria, Boreas. Bonus 1. What man also died in Thrace at the hands of the Ciconian women? That is correct. And bonus 2. Thrace was also home to what god of the Gaetae, who received messengers that were tossed onto a set of 3 spears? That is correct. Can you give any of the others? Okay. Zalmoxis or Gebelzasis. Okay. So that's 20 points on the last question, and our final
score of the advanced finals of Yale is Walton in third place with 40 points, Boston Latin School in second place with 80 points, and in first place with 165 points, Rossview in our MVP, Wyatt.
That's and they know that.
Yeah.